I can't begin to explain how weird yesterday was. And really, the weather setup that we're in continues to be weird for another day today, as we may see that same system that brought some flash flooding down toward portions of Gage County and even toward Hebron. A lot of rain being reported from thunderstorms just coming through that area for quite some time yesterday. That same system may swing back to the north and east as it currently sits in north central Nebraska, put a damper on the heat once again for another day early this week. And I don't think any of us are complaining about that, but some areas yesterday did receive a little too much rain all at once. And you see some of these reds, that's 2, 3, 4 inches estimated by radar. We did actually have the Hebron Airport report over 3 inches of rainfall. And I know while you look at Beatrice, it doesn't seem like they had that much rain, but I have seen higher reports than just 8,500s. In fact, in town, there's been reports over 3 inches, and I'll get a lot more reports coming in by 7 a.m. this morning. But Beatrice and their airport actually sits on the north side of town and on the sharp cutoff between barely any rain at all and a whole lot of rain in a short amount of time yesterday afternoon. So that's why you're seeing a little less rainfall currently being reported by the airport from yesterday, but a lot more rain falling to the south. And our Shones roofing camera was quite the scene yesterday. Sheets of rain coming down, some standing water on some of the sides of the road. You can actually still see some of the wet signs of it being wet down on South 6th and Perkins Street, but we have since quieted down. The rain has come to an end in that area, but we've got cooler temperatures on the other side of this remnant system that sits off to our south and brought a lot of rain through Kansas too, and many flash flood warnings down that way. We're in the 60s and lower 70s and a little more comfortable this morning with dew points that are lower than at this point yesterday. Not sure what Imperial's doing with a 33-degree dew point. I think a lot of us would be wanting to enjoy a day there if that's going to stay the case, but likely a misreading out that way. With winds that are less than 10 miles per hour in eastern Nebraska, a little bit more of a southerly breeze in western Nebraska. And I think we'll actually see more of a breeze kick up today, even as this remnant system starts to turn to the north and east again. You actually still see some counties in extreme north central Kansas under a flash flood warning. But as the system continues to turn to the north and east, can't rule out a stray shower, maybe a thunderstorm into early today over similar areas that actually saw a lot of rain yesterday down toward Beatrice and the Kansas border. Before we'll see some more isolated thunderstorms out here in western Nebraska tonight. The threat of severe weather minimal at best out that way before we'll see a little clearing into Wednesday. But as you can see, a marginal level 1 out of 5 risk mainly covers western into northeast Nebraska for low confidence and some gusty winds, maybe some small hail. Meanwhile, the rest of us are looking at temperatures in the lower 90s for Tuesday, again dampering some of the heat. Today at once had looked like we'd get to the upper 90s. I don't think that'll happen today with some of the cloud cover kind of limiting some of these temperatures, but the heat index still could be something that we certainly feel into this afternoon with upper 90s and lower 100s. But the heat advisory has been trimmed to the north. Just a few counties closer to the South Dakota border, and that heat advisory will be in effect from 1 o'clock through 8 o'clock this evening for heat index values as high as about 107 degrees up that way. We'll have late storms from Wednesday into Thursday with a cold front coming through, and that'll be our next cool down by the end of this week.
All right, sounds